Hello, Yogi, and welcome back. So these are a couple of short videos that we are doing just to get back onto our mats. Maybe it's been winter, maybe we've just been feeling a little bit down or unmotivated, or perhaps you've gone through an illness or pregnancy and you now need to get back onto your mat and you have no idea how. These 30-minute short videos are an awesome way to do it. You can mark it off so it's still countable on the app, and it's still kind of it still counts, if that makes sense. Okay, so we are having a little theme for today, but the first thing I wanted to say to you is we need to remember that our bodies have changed. Whatever process we've gone through in the last month, 3 months, 6 months, however long it's been, your body has changed. So we need to let go of the version of ourselves that was on the mat previously in order to embrace who we are right now. So whether it is that your body feels completely different, it's obviously going to be older in whatever way it is. So we need to start to come to a point of a little bit of acceptance. And we're going to use three very key pointers today. And I like to call it Simcopa. And these three key points and words just help you remain calm and from a non-judgmental viewpoint. The first one is simplicity. We're going to keep it really nice and simple today, and it's not going to be hard. It's not going to feel like you worked very hard, but it's just going to feel like you're taking a veil off, which is going to be it's going to feel fresh and new. Even if you aren't going into spring, maybe you're coming into a different time of the season. But so it's going to be simple. The next thing is compassion. We need to have compassion for our bodies, for the change that they have been through, for ourselves, for whatever we have experienced in the last few weeks or months or years. And this amount of compassion is going to result in you wanting to come back to your mat the next time you visit one of our videos. Okay, so it's simplicity, compassion, and the last one is patience. So the reason we bring patience in and compassion is because compassion, you can treat yourself with compassion, but still have patience. And patience is a very big thing when our bodies are going through change, and maybe also to realize that it's going to take a little bit longer to get to where we were or to get to a different place. Maybe there's a different goal in mind. And in order to get there, we need to have an excessive amount of patience with ourselves. So take it easy, don't expect, and don't say to yourself, oh, I used to be able to do it like this. Don't worry if you could or you couldn't. You're not dealing with that person right now. You're dealing with the person you are right now and the body you have right now. Okay, so we're going to start very simply by crossing your legs over, maybe just in a simple, easy seated position. You're going to shrug the shoulders up to your ears, roll them back and down your spine. And again, forwards, up, and down your spine. And last time, forwards, up, and down your spine. Let your ear drop over to the right shoulder. Extend the left arm out. And bring it back. Let your ear drop over to the left shoulder. Extend the right arm out. And breathe back. Inhale, lift, return all the way up and back. And exhale, tuck just the chin in so the rest of your back stays nice and straight. And inhale, lift both arms up to the sky. You can then interlace the fingers, push the palms away here. Take another inhale, see if you can grow a little bit taller. And then as you exhale, sigh the breath out. And bring your hands back onto your knees. Now time to close your eyes. And just observe how busy the mind is. How many things you feel like you need to get done this morning. Maybe it's not the morning, maybe it's the afternoon or the evening. It always feels like the moment we're on our mat, there's 100 other more important things we should be doing. Let's be fair on ourselves today and know that these 30 minutes are very valuable in our journey. Take a swallow, let yourself settle, allow yourself to breathe fully and deeply. Feel your ribs expand on the inhale, contract on the exhale. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. Don't try to clear your mind, just focus on your breath, keeping it nice and sweet. Okay, now we can slowly reopen the eyes. Bring the hands to the heart center and bow your head to your hands. Remember that this is your commitment to yourself today. Beautiful. Inhaling, lifting both arms all the way back up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to take a nice side bend over to the left. Remember, we're keeping it simple, so don't try and put your elbow on the ground. Relax your neck and just enjoy the stretch. Maybe you can observe how many places in the body do feel stiff or tight, and how many places feel open and light. Gentle push into the bottom arm. Inhale to lift all the way back up. Gaze up to your fingers. And exhale over to the right. And once you're there, you can maybe let your knees relax a bit more, relax the shoulders. We don't want to be tense. Sometimes when we're trying too hard, we tense up, and then we just create more of what we don't want in our bodies. Enjoy the stretch here. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Take both hands behind you, maybe walk them back a little bit so you can get them flat on the mat. And now you can arch into the whole back. You can keep your chin tucked in, or you can gently drop the head back. And then give your hands a push to help your neck all the way back up. Take a hold of your knees, squeeze them in. You can hug your arms around your legs here. Take your chin onto your knees. And then inhale, release, and just cross the ankles the other way. Hands onto your knees, and then to get your shoulders as close to your knees on either side here. Maybe you can get your ribs to touch your thighs. Good, keep going. You're going to do 2 more. Awesome. Back to center. Now take the hands, put them behind your head. What we don't want is this where we're arching our back and kind of just throwing the shoulders back. So you're going to keep the chin tucked in and then pull the elbows back as far as go. And if it's really feeling quite rounded and stiff, use your head as a guide to push into your hands instead of letting your hands push into your head. From here, we're going to start twisting left and right. So maybe it feels super tight. Mine feels super tight today, so I'm just going to do it like super slowly. Maybe you can start speeding up a little bit. Now think of your elbows being in a straight line, so they can come forwards. They can only twist side to side. They're one long pole. See how that feels? Oh, starting to loosen up, right? Ah, what a great feeling. We can breathe again now. One more little swing side to side. We come back to center. And turn onto our knees and hands here. Nice and simply, just turn onto your knees and hands. Nothing intense, just walking your feet back, bring your hands under your shoulders. Give the feet a nice little tap. And then tuck the toes and pull the hips back towards the heels, round into your back here. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then lean into your hands and see how far forward you can get your weight into your hands. And pull back to center, flatten your feet. Arch your back here, inhale. And exhale, round into your back. I feel like you want to get a scratch from the ceiling, so you pull in the shoulder blades apart, tucking everything in. And then tuck the toes, send the bum back to the heels again. Round into your back. Come forward, see how far forwards you can go. Lean into those wrists. And then flatten the feet. Arch the back, lift the chin. And we're going to do one more of those. Tuck your toes, send your butt back to your heels. Tuck your chin in, round into your back. Push, push, push into the hands. Lean forwards first, lean far forwards here. And then flatten the feet and start to arch the back. Lift the chin, lift the gaze. Beautiful. Come back to a nice neutral spine. Move your hips all the way over to the right. And all the way over to the left. And now don't think so much about your hips, but I want you to think about your ribs. So open the ribs up to the one side of the room. And then over to the other side of the room. And this will automatically create a C shape in your spine and get a really nice deep side bend. And when you are side bending, this is exactly the motion that you want to be using, whether you're seated or kneeling or lunging or standing. Hey, awesome. Come back to center. So the feet are already at the back of the mat. We're going to keep the hips exactly where they are. So try not to pull them back. Keep them where they are. And then simply walk your hands forward. You're going to get your hands nice wide as your mat. Leave them in a place where you can still stay up. And you're going to stretch down, try and touch your elbows to the ground, and then lift back up to that same point. So it's always like an extended box shape. And again, try and touch your elbows to the ground. And lift back up. And we're going to do it 3 more times to open the shoulders up nicely. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Then you can walk your knees a little bit closer in and just turn onto the back of your hands here. Now it's going to look a little bit different my side to what your side is going to look like. But just one hand at a time, you're going to sway backwards and forwards. So maybe your hand is not fully flat. So you're just going to get into it and onto the back of the hand just as much as you can. And then let's switch over to the other side. And come back to center. Now remember to step our plank. We want our hands quite far forwards here. Get that same position that you had earlier where you're sending your hips forwards. Then tuck the toes, lift the one knee. Tuck the other toes, lift the other knee. So your shoulders didn't move at all, but you came up into a nice strong plank. Lift those hips a little bit higher so that we don't sag into them. And then slowly stretch your hips back up to your down dog. So you won't need to move your hands and feet at all to find your down dog. And here we're going to get a nice shuffle into the legs. One of the most rewarding things about coming back to the mat after a long time is your first down dog. It feels like you're finally home. Okay, give those legs a nice walk out. And then begin to walk the hands back to the feet. Take it easy, take it slowly. Once you get there, you don't have to touch the mat. You're just going to bend your legs generously, let your head hang and sway left to right. Put that nice release into the lower back once more. Stay here. Make sure that the feet are still hip width. So they're still in your down dog position. They're not together. Lean your ribs onto your thighs. Bring your arms out to the sides. See if you can find an interlace with your hands on your lower back. Inhale, lift the chin and chest. Exhale, fold forward and pull the hands up and away from you. And then with this position, remember to breathe into your nostrils so you don't feel lightheaded. You're going to come all the way up to standing. And as you exhale, fold all the way back down. And hold this position for 5 breaths. Okay, good job. Drop the hands down to the mat. Start to walk the hands forwards back into a plank position. Inhaling here. Exhale, drop the knees down. And then flatten the toes or tuck the toes and send those hips back for a child's pose. Bend the elbows here. Let the shoulders have some relief. Take a deep breath into the upper back. And exhale, side out. Lift your head off the mat. Start to slide yourself forward. So you're going to stay on your elbows, tuck your toes, and then move the legs back and away from you. A Sphinx pose. So elbows are going to come slightly in. You're going to give a nice push into the elbows, relax the lower back, and start to move the shoulders left to right. And if this feels really good and comfortable, you can also start looking around. So don't look over your shoulder, look around the shoulder. Good. One more time to each side. Back to center. Hands are going to go as wide as the mat here. And then start to lift the elbows off the floor. See if you can hover them. Maybe get them a little bit higher. We want to have a nice little bend in the elbows. So we don't want to get them perfectly straight or locked down. Just a nice little bend. You're going to hold it there and then pull the elbows out to come all the way back down. Hands are now going to go wider than the mat. So super wide up onto the fingertips. We want to feel like someone's pulling us by the back of the head. Push down into those fingertips. Ripple all the way up. And then as you exhale, feel like you are growing in length as you fold forwards. And again, tuck the chin in. Roll all the way up. And exhale, pull yourself forwards. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Hands on the shoulders. Bring your feet together. Tuck your toes. And then push into your hands and knees. And take an active child's pose. So you'll keep your toes tucked. And then walk up onto the fingertips. And let the head just hang. Whether or not it touches the ground is not a problem. Close your eyes for a moment and just check in. Check in with how you're feeling. Maybe that little voice of judgment is going to come jumping back in. Just let it go. Enjoy this moment right now. Good job. You can flatten your hands. Roll the way up onto your shins. Pull your knees in here. In between your hands. And then sit down onto the shins. Inhale, make a big circle with your arms. Exhale, drop them down in front of you. You can do that two more times actually. Let's get one extra in. And then let's go the other way. Good work. Get the hips up to the side, get your legs in front of you. This is the only time that you will need blocks right up until the end of your practice. You take those blocks, put them underneath the knees, and we'll just get it comfortable, especially if you have core blocks. Sometimes this is a little uncomfortable. Hey, Junie. So let's make sure that they are just in a comfortable position. You're going to let the toes flip out to the sides and then start to stretch forwards here. And let your head just drop. Maybe you also have a catcher pet. Good motivation to fold forwards. Okay, we're just going to let the chin tuck in. So this is going to just help release any stiff or tight muscles in the lower back. Focus not too much right now on our actual forward fold. Okay, big breath in, roll yourself all the way up, take the blocks out, And then just use your hands to bring your hips a little bit further forwards so that you're at the front of your mat. Hide your arms around your knees again. Try to grow taller here. So lift up through the lower back. Drop. And then gripping with the toes, stretch the arms out in front of you. Feel like you can squeeze a block between your thighs. Hello, hello. And then slowly roll all the way down. Stretch the arms out behind you. Lift one leg up to the sky, flex the foot, and drop it down. Lift the other leg up to the sky, flex the foot. Nice deep breath in and exhale out. Now you've got a choice to stay here for the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to take a block underneath you, underneath the hips. You choose which one. Now, if you've got your eye pillow, you can put your eye pillow on. We're going to take 4 minutes of relaxation here. So hold whatever pose you are comfortable in. Don't look at your phone. Don't think about anything else in this moment other than our 3 words of intention today: simplicity, compassion, and patience. Okay, it's time to awaken, enlighten, and enrich yourself. So let your arms spread out. So if you've got a block underneath you, you can then take it out. Take a nice long stretch. Try and keep your eyes closed so you can feel. I was going to say let out a yawn if you can, but maybe I just helped you along there without even knowing it. An impromptu yawn. Let's hug those knees into the chest. Make yourself a little smile for getting through your very first video. What a wonderful thing to be back on your mat and starting this new journey with yourself. You can either roll onto your side or just roll all the way up to sitting, keeping those eyes closed. Feel as though you are sitting under a beautiful big oak tree. Maybe the wind is blowing and the grass beneath you is green and the earth beneath that is alive and enriching. Feel how connected you are to this entire earth and how things can come and go, things can change, but we get to choose what is most important for us and how we spend our time and how we treat ourselves and our bodies. Bring your hands to your heart, bow your head to your hands. With simplicity, compassion, and patience, take a moment to thank yourself and your body. Namaste, Yogi. And if you got to the end of this video, I want to congratulate you and welcome you back to what is going to be a stunning journey for you. And I cannot wait to hear all about it. Have yourself a beautiful day. Bye.